So I'm an anime watcher, right? I watch a lot of anime, and I love watching anime that are very emotional, right? Like not emotional, sorry, very yeah, emotional and motivational. That's what I wanted to say, right? I love watching animes like that. Like for example, Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, which is my favorite anime of all time. Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, Solo Leveling. What else? Black Clover, like a lot of motivational, good, really good anime, like Attack on Titan, like things like that. Like I love that. I love watching anime because I get a lot of motivation from it, right? Now, obviously, anime and real life is different, right? Because in anime, the writer or whatever the producer, they can make the main character do whatever it is, right? It's easier when you watch it. It's easier uh for the main character to do this to become anything they want. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same thing as real life, but I would say like the concept of it is basically the same, right? Like you not giving up, you always going, you will get something out of it, right? I strongly believe that. You may not realize it, but you may not realize it at the time, but later on you will see how you actually got something from it, right? And that's what I wanted to talk about, right? The power of not giving up. Right. When you have a goal for yourself, when you set up a goal for yourself and then something happens, you stick around, you don't give up, you don't uh you don't give up and you keep going. Even though you don't see the result, even though it hurts, you just keep going. Like there's a power that you unlock. There's something in your mind that you unlock that is very precious, and I wanted to talk about it, right? So say you set up a goal. When you set up a goal for yourself, right? It's like when you're driving, when you go out to drive, right? You always, when you drive, unless you are like in a perfect town, there's always going to be some potholes. Even if you're in a perfect town, there's always going to be some little potholes on the road that is up to you now to skip it or, to just go through it, right? Now you can skip some, but you're not going to skip everyone, right? You're going to be going through some potholes, right? So it's basically what I'm talking about. Like when you set a goal for yourself, when you decide, okay, I'm gonna take this route and I'm gonna go, and I'm really determined. I have the drive. I'm gonna go and get this, right? There are going to be some potholes on your road. Now, it's going to be up to you. That's why it's going to be up to you to either keep going or you give up. You know what I'm saying? You go back home. And this is where like the power of the human body or the human mind comes. Because I believe that first we are special. Like us being human beings, like we're special. God created us, right? God Himself created us. And that makes us like very powerful. Like we have a lot of potential. We have things, our mind is very powerful. Our mind is like, I feel like we can become anything. If when you have a strong mind, you can do anything you want in this life. I strongly believe that, and that's something that I'm working on. Like that's something that I keep building because I want to have a very strong mind. I don't want to feed anything in my mind. I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to be able to control my life. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm working on, right? But anyways, that's the power that I believe that we have, like that. The way the human mind is very strong, is very powerful, and a lot of people don't realize that, right? So when you get to a point where there's a pothole, there's a really huge pothole, or like there's a wall that you can't go through, right? So you decide to, like, you know what, I'm going on the other side, the other way, anyway, right? You get off your car, you climb the wall, man. Like you keep climbing, you keep climbing. That's like you climbing that wall, right? You going through the storm, to whatever. That's you. You're unlocking something in your mind. You're making your mind so strong, but you may not realize it first because while you're going through it, right, you're hurt. You want to give up. A lot of negative thought just come in your head. Like, oh, is this even worth it? Like, damn, like I'm seeing other people that got there. Like, did they even go through? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of doubts start coming in, a lot of things, but because you are strong, because you are special, because you are a human being, because the way God made us, right, made you have this thing in your head that's like, bro, keep going, and you don't give up. I'm telling you, when your mind is strong, your body just reacts. You know what I'm saying? You keep going, you don't give up. Your focus, the drive is there. The drive is there. Even though every day it keeps disappearing, but it's there. But then you keep going, and then you pass through the wall. You're not at your goal yet, right? But then you pass through the wall and you start going down, right? when you start going down, that's when the realization comes, right? Like, damn, I really can do anything in my life. And once that thought comes in your head, bro, you become someone different. Like, you feel like nobody can like stop you from being anyone or from doing anything that you want in this life. That's why I'm saying, like, it's okay when you guys have a goal for yourself, when you guys are going to something, see what you can learn from it, right? See what you may, again, you may not, when you're going through that, right, you may not realize that you are building your mind, you are becoming stronger, you are becoming mature, you're becoming somebody better. You may not realize that. And it's understandable, because life is supposed to be simple. Like, I believe that life is supposed to be simple, life is supposed to be easy. It shouldn't be like this, you know what I'm saying? But let's be real, this is reality. You know what I'm saying? This is not fantasy, this is not, you feel me? Like, it's real, right? So when you are going through what you're going through and you still don't give up, you still keep going, right? You still having that faith in God, you're still like being like, okay, I know that I can do this. You're building something, you're building your mind. You may not realize it. You're going to realize it when you pass through that storm, when you pass through that chapter. You're going to get to the next chapter and be like, yo, like, damn, I really went through that. Like, that means I can go to any, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can go to anything. Nothing can stop me. And once you start thinking like that, I promise you, everything to you becomes easier. That's why, like, the power of not giving up is very, it's something like that needs to be talked about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just become such a better person. You become so like free, man. Like, you feel like you can fly. You low-key feel like you can fly. Like, you feel like, oh, yo, if I really want to fly right now, I'll fly. It really be like that. I know it's like crazy to sound. I know it's like, but that's just how powerful it is to not give up, to keep going, even though you feel like giving up, right? Because you need to understand this too. A lot of people give up because it's easy to give up. It's so easy to give up. It's not easy to keep going, right? It's easy to give up. So when you don't give up, you're already entering like a 20 to 10% of people that they keep going, right? Once you keep going and then you keep going to your goals, that's when like you get to the 1%. You know what I'm saying? Because yes, a lot of people go to stuff, right? But then let's say like they have a first obstacle, right? They go through it, they pass him, like, yo, okay, cool. But then the second obstacle, they be like, yeah, like, damn, like, why, they start, it just, oh, like, why is this always happening to me? Like, oh, man, I have to go through this again. Like, they get scared of the first obstacle, right? The first experience that they had, they get scared, they get it's traumatized, right? Because of how the experience were, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you gotta have a strong mind, your mind is your weapon, right? When you don't give up, you are building your mind. You can be anybody that you want. No matter what the result comes, as long as your mind is strong, you can start again. And yeah, I wanted to touch on that before, I end this video. You can start again. And that's another beautiful thing, right? Because say you set a goal for yourself, right? Say, for example, like, I'm going to take an example for myself, right? My TikTok, right? When I started my TikTok, I my TikTok account, because I have two, right? I have two. The first one was just like to be goofing around. The second one was like being serious, right? When I started the second one, I wanted to give relationship advice, right? I wanted to give relationship advice. I was giving it was cool, it was good. But then, I was getting some good views, but then it came to a point where my views started reducing a lot. And that was the obstacle, that was the wall. And I gave up because I was stressing. I'm like, damn, like, what's going on, right? So I took a break. From TikTok, right? And then that's when I realized, on my break, I realized like, okay, like, whatever, like, let me not give up. So I came back again, right? Started making videos, talking. I wasn't getting a lot of views, but I was still like looking at numbers, right? That was the mistake that I was doing. I was looking at numbers and seeing like what numbers would satisfy me, but that was not the point. What I was forgetting is the lesson that I was getting from it, right? I shouldn't worry about numbers. I just do what I like. You know what I'm saying? So I went through all that. It was a very, very hard experience because I went through a lot. There was a point I was doing like 7 videos a day. There was a point I was doing 10. There was a point I was doing only 1 video a week. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that. And now that I went through that, now that I'm seeing myself right now, like, I know that even if what happens, I can create another account and keep going and do the same thing because I've built my mind. I know how it works now. you cannot trick me anymore. And that's what I did with my first account. I deleted all the goofy like videos that I have, and I started an account and I started talking there in French because I'm also a French speaker, right? So I started talking there in French. First, it started, it started like with low views, but now it's picking up with views and like numbers. Now I'm not looking at numbers, but it's just an experience to see like, yeah, when you go to something, when you keep going and then you stick to it, when you build your mind, you can start anything and finish it literally because you have a very strong mind. You know how the system works. You know how life works. You start understanding how life works. So I'm saying like I know it's hard. I know when you have a goal for yourself, when you're going through stuff, you don't want to give up. I mean, you don't want to struggle. I know it's hard, but I promise you, bro, you get a so much better reward when you stick to it. When you don't give up, when you keep going, when you keep grinding, whatever it is, don't give up. If you really have the drive to be a better person, if you really have the drive to get to the goal what you want to get, that goal that you set for yourself, do not give up because it builds your character, it builds your mind, and that's the very strong. That's something that you can't. You need to protect at all time, your mind, right? So I hope you guys, this video made you understand what I was talking about, like how powerful it is to not give up. And if there are people out there that experience the same, right? Leave the comment. You know what I'm saying? If not, it's okay. Still leave a comment. Whatever, right? I'm just glad if you made it this far of this video. If you made it this far of the video, right? Like the video, you know what I'm saying? Comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'm really glad I was able to make this video because I don't know, I had the itch to make a video today. But anyways, you guys have a blessed day. Today's Sunday. You guys stay blessed out there, and I'm gonna see y'all later. All right, peace out.